Hello, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Hello, this is Lee, and my cousin Dale's here as well. I think you met Dale at the 8-Bit Symphony as well.
Hello there, sir.
I'm doing fine. And you?
Yeah, doing all good, thank you. Thanks very
Good to
much for
hear.
joining us on the show.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was really great to meet you at the 8-Bit Symphony. Wondered if we could hear a little bit about your association with that event, because you were involved a little bit with hooking them up with the orchestrator.
Yeah, I was. Yes, Ali was the winner of the last year's competition of the arrange competition in the Netherlands. We, as a jury, had to select who did the arrangements the best, basically, without knowing who was actually being the arranger, basically. And it ended up being him the best, according to our jury, basically. And he was 21 years old. Ali Pickering, Alistair Pickering
That's
of
pretty incredible.
UK. Yeah, it was, and I was really, really pleasantly surprised when he stepped forward. And when I saw the guy, I was like, seriously, this guy? But I remember I was like a kid prodigy or something, you know what I mean? With all these the game music when I was 14, 15 and all that stuff. So I really like, well, I got a good association with him basically. And said, there's this 8-bit symphony coming up with Rob Hubbard and all that stuff. And um Chris Abbott was organizing it, and I brought them directly into contact within the same week to have him arrange, well, help him arrange the orchestration for the 8th Symphony. And, Alistair loved it, and Chris Abbott liked it, and they got in contact, and he actually basically he did way, way, way more than I would think he would have done with the arrangements as well. Whilst Alistair, I mean, he's studying music in Amsterdam, and whilst he was doing finish his exams and everything in music, so it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's absolutely outstanding, man.
That's quite
Yeah,
an,
it
quite
really
an
was. It really was.
apprenticeship of fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's definitely
really
proving
proud of this
himself.
guy. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I think, yeah, well, even Rob Hubbard said to me when we were talking at this bar next to the venue, in the aftermath, basically. He said, "This Alistair guy, seriously, this Ali guy, that's gonna be way up there. That's gonna be way up there. I mean, look at 20 years where he will be. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah, well, I was amazed at some of
And
the
and I
depth
was I
of
was saying the
those
same thing. I said, I
arrangements.
mean, this is what I noticed, and you notice it too. When we both notice, then that's true. He really has that thing, He does a lot of stuff for his own big band, basically. He arranges all that stuff, and it's just fucking brilliant. Pardon my French,
No,
but
no,
it's
don't worry
fucking
about
brilliant.
that. You can
It's
swear on this
fucking
show.
brilliant.
We swear
Yeah,
every week, God
really,
knows
really.
that.
Yeah. It's really just amazing that you can that is like this is I think it's life. Sometimes you meet people and you don't even know where you're gonna meet them, or you don't even know what life's about. But then at some point you touch base,
Yeah,
with the people
absolutely.
with the same interests. And well, what's the biggest interest in people's lives? I mean, I think generally, if you would, okay, this may sound a little bit weird, but I think it's true. What would people first give up? I mean, like there's always this stupid things that kids do, like would you give up your sight or your hearing? No, yeah. Well, for first, you don't want to lose either of them. But if I had to give up art, visual art or music, I think most people would really choose art to give up and not give up on music, because music is so much more meaningful,
And it's always
because
there too.
it's always there. It's all around you. You can literally hear it from the back and from the front, and but within it, there's a lot of messaging. I mean, if you look at the picture, well, you've seen it, right? When you just look at it, there it is.
Yeah.
Then there's of course there comes that's a question I had with a friend of mine. It's like, okay, would you give up movies or music? It's like, okay, that is like a bullshit term. Would you give up silent movies or music? That's the only question you could ask.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
Yeah, I
see what you're
see.
saying, actually. Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, it makes sense, right? Silent movies, okay, I can give them up easily. I just don't like it.
Yeah, no
Never,
Even
problem.
never a fan of Charlie
my,
Chaplin anyway.
even though my grandfather used to play the piano at the silent movies in the 20s.
Oh, really? That's interesting, actually.
Yeah, it is. So what? No, music is like. I mean, you see everyone walking around with headphones, right? These days, we don't see them walking around well, with VR goggles, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like just scrolling through the
Yeah,
Mona
yeah,
Lisa
anyway.
whilst walking.
Maybe give it 10 years.
Yeah, you never know when we've all got
Yeah, I
things
don't think
plugged
so.
directly into our eyes.
Augmented reality kind of thing, but that would be Google Glasses, right? And that didn't work out.
No, it
So,
didn't actually. What was that, like 10 years ago now on the Google Glasses?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
easy.
we certainly don't see them anymore.
No.
No, it didn't work. Mhm.
So, are you going to be at the Back in Time concert that's coming up in Bergen then? Because I've just booked my
Yes, I
tickets for
will be
that.
there again, like last year.
Excellent, excellent. So hopefully we'll meet up again there. And I'm still trying to get you to
Yeah.
come, Dale. Just so you know, you wouldn't have to pay for a hotel. I'll throw that out there quickly. But we'll see if we can get Dale to come as well.
Quite a bargaining chip.
Yeah.
Well, at least if you can make sure that the plane doesn't kind of crash, then I'm fine.
Well, yeah, that's not really my responsibility though, is it?
That's how it almost crashed. You know that, right?
Really?
What, when you was coming
You
here?
don't know?
No?
Oh, come on! I even mentioned that in the show. And so, the plane I took from Stockholm to Bergen, we had 140 kilometers an hour side winds, and that plane almost crashed apparently.
Jesus
And
Christ.
well, when I was inside of it, it kind of felt like it would have done, but people were there was two children. We not focused on that. They were playing Minecraft, and I was just focused on them, and they said like, "Woo, roller coaster!" It's like
Bloody
so
hell.
when the plane started doing these really, really well, the turbulence doesn't just describe what happened, but I landed, and I was really happy that the plane was on the ground. The main stewardess, she said, "A big round of applause for the pilot who put this plane to the ground." And you know how it was, right? You know, and then I talked to this captain and said, "Okay, how severe was this on a scale from 1 to 100?" He said, "No, I will not put it into scale. But let's say it is it's right at the top." He said, "But this kind of stuff keeps us on our toes." That's what he said.
Right.
Wow.
That's one way to put it. And I
Oh,
don't think Dale's going to come now.
Believe me, I was in that chair with my straps on. If you wouldn't have it on, you would be up and down on that in that plane. It was really bad.
Right, well, I'm looking forward to that then.
But then 1.5 hours later, I was doing the performance at Bergen Time. So I was a happy man.
Yeah, and are you performing this year
It was
as
so
well?
weird. Sorry,
Are
pardon
you
me.
performing this year as well?
Yes.
Yeah, well, looking forward to that. Because to be honest, I don't know fully what to expect. It seems like a kind of mini festival.
Yeah, there's there's live rock band.
Well, yeah, Fast Loaders will be there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not sure who will attend as well. Chris Hillsbeck was there last year. Rain was there last year. I was there last year, but I didn't do live playing. But that's what I'm gonna do this year. I'm practicing for that. um, but I really don't know. I hope they got the same crowd there as well. Yeah, so I'm actually curious about what's gonna be there. I mean, I tried to up Rob Hubbard there as well, but Rob is like he's like retired, as he said,
Yeah.
Uh,
You
but,
did.
but no, he's like he is up for stuff, but it depends on his life situation at the time,
Of course,
So it's
yeah.
I will not talk for Rob here because I mean Rob deserves his peace and quiet,
Oh, of
Cool.
course.
He's been doing a lot last year. I mean, for that Abe Symphony, he really worked his ass off,
Yeah, and then you said, Dale, he was in the pub afterwards getting mobbed by God
Yeah,
knows how many people.
Yeah, about 10 people around him wanted to buy him drinks.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, why not?
It was an absolutely incredible event.
Wagner was really good. So, and he's very. Most people don't. He's not some kind of rock star, This is a guy that's extremely intelligent, extremely talented. Almost sounds the same, doesn't it? Very modest, but also very outspoken. And he does this stuff because he loves the music that he created, basically composed. He was always very modest about it as well. and he does this stuff. I mean, even with the Commodore 64 Orchestra in 2006, he worked with me, and he did it with such passion and such integrity. It's hard to be found, basically. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Definitely.
sorry. That's like condescending when I say you understand, but I'm just saying that he's very moderate, and he tries to keep his life a little bit on the on a moderate side, let me put it this. But if he feels like he's doing it, he's gonna do it, and he's gonna really stand up. And I think he might, but I don't know.
Well, that'd be a surprise if Rob Hubbard shows up.
Did his kind of work ethic and his passion for his work kind of rub off onto you and G you up more to get everything spot on? Because I imagine working with such a legend like Rob Hubbard would have inspired you, even after all of what you've done to really nail it.
Well, yeah, I call him the godfather of Sid. I mean, when I was 13, I started calling him on his private home number. That's the truth. And he really liked that attention. Well, for me, because I was asking the right music questions and everything. If I would be just some kind of fan, blah, 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 but which I was. But I knew that what he was doing was something completely out of the ordinary, so making music for video games. And then I learned that it was actually not his thing at all. It was just he was a programmer, tried to write games and programs, and then he made music to it, and people were only interested in the music. And then he got hired to do the music for video games. That's how it came to be. And then I learned about his musical heritage, and I have a strong musical heritage as well. So we could communicate on a music level, but it was really like this thing that you just have to do what you have to do, that kind of thing. So it was, definitely, it was a definite inspiration. Also for my brother, who makes #1 hits in the Netherlands, I mean, every year now. And also, Rob Howard was a very strong inspiration for my brother,
Oh, that's cool. It's amazing where you can pull inspiration from, and the different walks of life that you take from, and it translates into your work.
But I studied Rob Howard. I sat down, wrote down like, okay, this is the intro, this is the verse, this is the chorus, this is a solo, and I just wrote down all the structures and the notes. I even hacked into his routine when I couldn't do proper programming myself yet. I hacked into it just to create some songs. It's like this classic piece, that's it. It's like one of them. I just hacked into his routine and did it in like monitor mode. Not even with the assembler or something. Just wanted to have his sounds played through me, the kind of thing. The music I had in my head, I wanted to have it played by the set. And but the work ethic, as you were talking about, I think I did do that thing that you don't do that easily, that you sit down and do it, like discipline. I gotta be honest with you right now. Sometimes I don't have it because of some personal shit, pardon my French there.
Oh, don't worry.
No.
Sometimes you get a bit held back, but I know it will come back because it's that flow of music,
I think every one of us who's creative has felt that.
Oh yeah, but it's the same thing with Rob. Like, making music to make people happy with music, to inspire them. And there's so many people. I mean, I don't know if that sounds arrogant or not, but there's thousands of people who come forward to me. Like I came forward to Rob Hubbard, but that at the time we didn't have internet or anything, or not email or something. I really had to call him up personally because otherwise I had to travel all the way to England, which I didn't have the resources to.
Well, speaking of some of your classic Commodore 64 music, we're about to listen to obviously your main. Oh, we just dropped out of Skype there. Hello, can you hear us again? Looks like we've had a Skype dropout or something to that effect. Yeah.
If you can hear us, Jeroen, we're having technical issues on our side.
Well, we could probably just go ahead and play that tune from Robocop 3 that we were going to play anyway. And see if we can reconvene on the chat somewhere or something like that. Because we certainly don't want dead air. That's #1 no-no, isn't it? But yeah, excellent to talk to Jeroen, even for that little slice. Well, I say little, it was still a quarter of an hour. Was hoping to get some thoughts on Robocop 3, which we're going to play now, and this is an absolute tune. But we're going to have to let it speak for itself, which it certainly can do. See, there goes Skype. Bye-bye. Let's get the volumes right here before we listen to the main intro music from Robocop 3. This is such a C64 classic. Okie dokie, so we're actually going to get Jeroen back on the line to hear a little bit about Robocop 3 quickly, I think, and then do a proper outro, as is said. So let's try and get him back on the line quickly. Get those Skype chimes down. Get them Skype chimes right down. Oh, hello, Jeroen.
Hey, Lee.
Welcome
Sorry.
back.
Well, That was like I was talking about like these thousands of people contacting me like, oh, I got into music because of you and blah blah blah. But while that happened on my mobile phone, actually multiple people tried to contact me. So it was weird. I don't know why. I don't know
Serendipity.
why.
Phone was blowing up.
Well, yeah, we
Is
actually.
this live? Is this live, by the way?
It is live, yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because of that.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. Don't worry, this is not the first time we've had problems with Skype in the past.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry about
Skype's
that.
a little bit old school right now.
Yeah, definitely.
But
is.
yeah. So but it's very interesting to see how I got influenced by. I mean, we're talking about like from Mozart, Beethoven, 1142, Jean César. Seriously, when I start mentioning artists, it's bullshit because there's too many people that inspired me, but also inspired others. It's like a I don't know, tumblestone kind of thing. Like it rolls on. You inspire people. I get inspired, and then those people I inspired will inspire other people too.
Well, we just heard Robocop 3 in that little break. I wonder if you could talk a
All
little bit
right.
behind some of the... it was the intro that we played from Robocop 3. I wonder if you could talk a little bit behind what was behind that. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It was very simple. I just I was working at Probe Software Limited in London, in Croydon, East Croydon, and I sat down at 1 o'clock, exactly at 1 o'clock at night. It was exactly 1 o'clock at night, English time. And I sat down and just had to create the music for Robocop 3. And when it was 9 o'clock in the morning, I had it finished.
I heard that from both Rob and Ben Dalglish when I spoke to both of them. They told very similar stories about these huge, famous tunes that people absolutely love. Yeah.
But I didn't sit down with this particular idea. I just know what Robocop was about. That's all it was. And I thought, that'd be epic, like kind of a kind of guitar tune-ish. That's what I thought, a bit of hard rock-ish. But you couldn't do that on NAS, of course. But I just tried to make it like kind of epic. And I wouldn't have done it any differently if I would have done it now, like in a couple of weeks. No, it would have been exactly the same. And most of the tracks I did are really spontaneous, That doesn't go to say that it took me a lot of training to be able to do these kind of tracks, because it was seriously tens of thousands of hours to get to the point where I was able to do it. But that one's literally like at 1 o'clock at night. I mean, seriously, being able to work at the offices at the time, I just said, okay, I'm not like this your general geezer.
You've picked up the English lingo.
Yeah, God.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, seriously, I worked with like Darren White. I mean, he was like, all right, mate. All right, mate. I got your point.
Geezer.
Brilliant programmer. I'm actually kidding him a little bit, but he had this really strong Bristol accent or something. It was too much fun. No, but we were able to work at the office. We just had 24/7 access basically on the office as long as we did our jobs basically. So, but it was a really good thing to write it right there because we had a Nintendo development kit of £50,000. You have to understand that.
Right.
That would never have happened, in the Netherlands when I would have worked from home because there was only like the Commodore 64, the Amiga available, and that was but we had to like share that thing too, like during the daytime the programmer would use it and during the nighttime I would use it to make the music, which I prefer, of course. It's just it's really funny that what I thought of it has been covered by like Zebrus from Russia as a metal tune, which I had in mind basically. That's really funny.
Well, I'll have to try that.
So but you never Zebrus is you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll try and play it next week.
Oh, it's really nice. But anyway, so it was always inspired music basically. When the inspiration was there, and I just started it. I didn't pre-compose at all ever. None of the songs from that era was just like pre-composed. It was just sitting down and doing it, programming it, typing it in hexadecimal numbers. That's what I did.
Which is all the more impressive when you hear those things back.
It's weird.
Yeah. They're just so tight.
Everyone around me is like, even my friends, like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? What the hell is this? Just to me, it was like, I mean, I don't want to oversell it, I don't want to like sound like all this. thing. But it's just like, no, seriously, when I did it, to me that's musical notation, and I think people can learn it. I mean, it's the trick of the trade, basically. That's what we need. What needed to do to make all that happen within 4K or 5K, 5 kilobytes. You had to do it like that way. There was no other way. You couldn't have used MIDI or something,
Yeah,
There's no
it's just a matter
29
of
kilobytes
learning.
available in the game or anything like that. It was a very interesting thing, but it was very natural. It was very natural in the end. In the beginning, it was very troublesome to get to where I was, but once I got it, it worked.
And I
I
hear
thought,
that a
yeah.
lot as well from composers from the time that it was so much more comfortable than you'd think.
To me, it was very comfortable to write that way.
Yeah.
Still is actually when I sit down behind some emulator or actually at a real 64 and I see that program in front of me. It's like child's play to me because I did the pre-study. Yeah, that's it.
Right. Well, thanks very much for speaking to us today, Jeroen. It's been great.
Well, anytime. My pleasure. I mean, seriously, thanks for having me. And I love that the scene's still alive and this Commodore 64 is coming out as we speak.
Absolutely.
You've seen that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That we're going to be
That's
speaking
so
about that
brilliant.
later on in the show, definitely.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
Good.
And we'll definitely speak again because I want to speak about a lot of the modern demo scene stuff that's going on and the scene sat stuff as well. We'll definitely have a conversation about that.
Guys, you're always welcome. Seriously. I mean,
Excellent.
my heart is with the demo scene. You know that, right? And the Commodore scene, of course.
Awesome. Yeah, man.
Well, that's always good to hear. We'll stay in touch then, definitely.
Oh yes, awesome. Okay, so good luck with the show. I will try to catch you online now, and let's see what comes out of it.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Jeroen, and we'll stay in touch.
And a good thing. I'm gonna do a mod pack for Counter-Strike Go.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Man, nice.
It's gonna be in that kind of 8-bit vibe.
Oh,
I was
cool.
asked by the friend of the guy that invented Counter-Strike, basically as the mod.
Right. That's totally awesome. I'm looking forward to that.
How weird is that, huh?
Yeah.
It's small world after all, isn't it?
Well, yeah, when that comes around, we'll definitely speak about that on the show as well then.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Cheers for talking to us, man. It's been ace talking.
Anytime.
Have yourself a good night, man.
Okay, you bet. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.